I've given the full list of ingredients in the next slide, but we're going to start with 1 onion, 1.5 glasses of water, 2 tablespoons of garlic and ginger paste, 2 medium or small tomatoes, and 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 tablespoon of chili flakes. Okay, so these are our onions. This is what we're using to cook it in. It's nice and deep. It's reminding me of my Instant Pot. So right now there's no oil in here, it's just the onions, and now we're going to put the meat in as well, which has been washed and cleaned. We're going to be adding a glass of water, possibly 1.5 of this pint-sized glass. So 1.5 cup, and this is a pint size. 2 tablespoons of garlic and ginger paste, 2 medium to small sized tomatoes, and then you take the skin off as well. You're going to want to crush these using a pestle and mortar, and then we're going to be adding this to our pot. Cook this until the water boils. After that, we are going to pressure cook this.
Eventually.
Now we are going to take out quite a lot of the water, and we're going to keep it to one side to use later in the recipe. We're going to keep a little bit of water still in order to make sure that the meat doesn't stick to the pan. As I mentioned previously, these are Aslam Bhai's recipes, so I am following him, and he puts in 2.5 massive spoons of oil. So I think this is to taste, so if you want to use the same amount, good for you. If you don't, then go with what works, but this is what we've done for this particular recipe. After you've put your oil in, please stir well. Now we are going to cook this for another 10 to 15 minutes or until the oil separates. At this stage, we are now going to add a pinch of garam masala, 1 piece of cinnamon, so a cinnamon stick, a pinch of cumin or zeera, and black pepper, not ground, and a couple of pieces of long. Stir occasionally. We want to make sure that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan and that all the spices, they nicely mix in. Now that the oil's separated, we're going to go back to the water that we previously took out, and we're going to add that back to our cooking. If for whatever reason you end up with less water, so it's not covering all of your meat, you can at this point add a little bit of warm water to this. We will now add the lid and lower the heat to a medium-low flame and cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. And voila, our final product in a different pan.